Hi Libra, I hope that you guys are doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. Alright, let's see what's going on with Libra. So in the pre-shuffle, I was seeing something about like being worried about a message or maybe something even being communicated. So it seemed like something interpersonal going on. And there was like some sort of issue that was arising. So I'm looking at the Queen of Wands and the Four of Wands here. I feel like there's a focus on how you feel about yourself in connection to a relationship that you have and what you're creating that to be based off of, like maybe even your self-image. Maybe you're developing something too. I feel like you're trying to step into a particular role that is all about the ways that you show up for yourself and how you want to be feeling. I feel like there's something being cultivated that's related to your empowerment and what that means to you, and not necessarily for other people. This feels like an individual process, but it's something also that's affecting a relationship that you have. Maybe you also feel like because you're doing more things for yourself, it's also changing the way that you're being perceived within a relationship. I feel like you're doing things really for you, and because you're doing things for you, like self-care wise and like what you need and showing up for yourself and supporting yourself, that it's also changing the way that you're being perceived in a relationship that you have. So it's like because of the self-work that you're doing, it's also positively affecting a relationship. It's benefiting a relationship that you have, a significant relationship. For some of you, this is something long-term, or this is a marriage, or it's something that means a lot to you, I'm hearing. Yeah, it seems like something's changing, and it's about the way that you're treating yourself. We have we have both the Queen of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles in like earthly matters, even though absolutely a spiritual energy. There's a sense of continuing to invest in yourself, to work on yourself. You could have first been focusing on things like physically, even what you were doing and maybe how you were coming across and how you were appearing to others with the Queen of Wands. It seems like you may be tapping into something creative as well. And I'm seeing also that there's a shift to focus more so on like your... both of the queens are self-care in a way. But the Queen of Wands can be one that, even though it's an independent energy, and it doesn't need the approval of other people, it still can be related to like how other people perceive you, like the way that I'm reading it in this spread. And with the Queen of Pentacles, I'm seeing that more so be like another version of your self-care, but centered around like when you are at home, what you're doing. So it seems almost like your self-care related to your public persona or your image. And then it also feels like your self-care related to when you are in the quiet of your home and what you're doing there for yourself, like when no eyes are on you. It feels very IC related to the natal chart. Interesting. Your IC is the lowest point in your natal chart. And it's kind of like if the MC, which is the highest point, is your public persona, your IC is like the opposite of that. It's like, it's a very, very private space. It's like who you are when you're by yourself, essentially. And like your habits and stuff. It can also indicate as well what your home would look like, which I find interesting. Or like certain habits that you have when you're alone, or how you like to keep things around you in your space. It's like we can just pick a really simple one just for an example. Like if your IC cusps like Virgo down at the bottom, you may like be more particular about how you have things organized in your house. You may care about more so like the cleanliness or orderliness of things. Maybe particular, like there's a spot for this, there's a spot for that. Just examples. I feel like you also have recently been getting like more fresh air or something like that. There's like a cleansing even type of energy. Be something that you did within the environment. I feel like you're getting more direct with the ways that you're addressing people as well. Maybe having some more serious conversations. It looks like there was something that happened between you and another person, and it seems like a conversation that may have even cleared things up for you and a relationship, a significant relationship that you have. Something that you made happen, or maybe worked together with someone to make happen. As much as the kings and the queens and the pages and the knights can be different people around you that you're interacting with, I also see that as like if we read an entire spread and all of those different like archetypes come up, it can always be you with yourself. It doesn't always have to be someone outside of you. And I think even when it is someone outside of you, it actually also is reflecting something internally that's going on with you. So it looks like there's a conversation that's been being carried out, and there's a sense of making progress, but there's also a sense of like mystery or unknown that's also tied into this, which is very intriguing because there's a sense of like making marked progress in some type of way. And then like where the finish line ends maybe with something is kind of unknown territory right now in this moment. So you know that you got somewhere, but you may not know like how far you're going to end up going. What I'm seeing here too are two kind of different yet complementary energies that are working together, and you may naturally have a different approach like to life in general, even with someone that you're close with, but it's somebody that you try to work things out with. And I'm seeing that like you guys may problem solve or like approach things very differently or think very differently like in certain ways, because we always have the commonalities, but it seems more so like there's some type of prominent like difference you feel between how you do things and how another person does things. And I'm seeing there be a lesson that you're completing with this person about working together with them. I'm seeing you more so in fire energy and this person more so in air energy. So this would mean like you, like the way that you may come across in comparison to this person is like independent, fiery, like maybe even sassy, creative, kind of stubborn too at times, possibly. Like you want to do things in a particular way. And also like kind of more on a whim, like it can be a more spontaneous energy. This person would be more methodical, like maybe more logical, kind of like a more grounding energy at times. Although I can see how you both would, like this person may get like more in their head than you do, and you'd be able to kind of ground them when that's happening for you. And for you, it's like if you want to rush and do something, this person may be like, well, look at it from this perspective. This is kind of what I'm seeing here. So, and remember, this can always be interplay like between you and yourself here, or this can be you or this can be you and another person. But I'm seeing some type of lesson that's being completed related to these two energies, and there's a sense of something coming together now, because I'm seeing this lesson was kind of like to get these energies to work together for you. So again, whether this is two different aspects of yourself or this is you and another person, it seems like these energies have learned how to work together in the way that they need to in order to find balance and harmony with one another. You may have even traveled somewhere recently. It's interesting. I'm almost seeing an image of a couple that's been together for quite some time, or like a connection that you've had with someone for quite some time, and now it feels like some type of spark has been brought back into the relationship again. I feel like it's all been based on something like psychological, emotional, like chemistry wise that happened with you guys. Not in a deliberately sexual way. It's almost like because you worked things out on like some emotional or intellectual level, it then had you feeling closer with this person, and then I feel like it brought some type of attraction back into your relationship. It's like you saw this person maybe as like attractive, not that like you hadn't found this person attractive, but it's more so like, I don't know, kind of reconnecting with someone, but it's someone that you're already familiar with. Interesting. This is really cool. So it's kind of like, it feels like the evolution of a relationship, and because of doing something with this person where like you needed, this may have been something difficult that you were trying to work out with them, whoever this person is, because I am seeing Saturn. So like when I see Saturn in this spread in this way between two people, it's like you have to go through something difficult, like there were lessons or a big lesson that you needed to learn. It wouldn't have been something easy, but with like consistency and attentiveness and hard working, you would have been able to resolve whatever this is. And I'm seeing a completion here with the world. And then it's like you guys are together, working well together, and there's a sense of like maybe you feel like you're communicating better. It seems like the chemistry feels more electric even. It's like something, it's almost like a battery was running low and you put in a new battery. That's what it feels like to me energetically. I'm seeing a lot of different images, but it's all about like reconnecting with something. But it's something that you didn't lose the connection with. It's just like a strengthening or like reinforcing, like a reinvigorating type of energy. Like maybe even something newly was introduced even to the relationship. So I am looking at the Magician, and I'm looking at the Magician, and I'm looking at the Three of Wands and the Eight of Wands. Again, I do feel like travel or like going somewhere was somehow involved in something that you were doing. Although this can mean like things kind of picking up too. Like you could have been feeling more stagnant, and then all of a sudden you feel like things are moving more rapidly than they had been before. So I feel like this whole thing within the relationship that had happened feels very deliberate with the Magician at the top. It's like something that you had the capacity to like control and create and make for yourself, and something that you like actually used like your innate abilities and skills and like your toolkit to use within the connection you have with this person and make something happen. That was a goal, because I'm seeing a goal being reached, and now it seems like you're headed somewhere fast. I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles up here, and I'm also looking at the Moon. So I wonder what this is about. There may be something psychological that you're addressing for yourself. I feel almost like you're unlocking a new level. It's such a strange way to say it, but that's kind of what this feels like. It feels like you've gotten now to a place where the focus is being put back on you and yourself. And with the Moon here, the Moon is energy that is about our emotional body and what we're feeling, and trying to delve into the psyche space. And there may be something involving feminine energy even that you're exploring. Feminine is not related to a gender in the readings. It's just a quality, so keep that in mind also. We all have feminine and masculine energy. It's all a balance. Interesting. So, for some of you, you may be going to therapy or journaling or something that's kind of going to help you crack open like a deeper part of your psyche space. This is what it's looking like, and it seems related even to your passionate energy. So this can be your creative energy. You could have been feeling like you were having blocks. I'm hearing emotionally specifically for some, blocks emotionally, blocks creatively, like you could have been feeling stuck, blocks sexually with something or someone. Even in general, like it just seems like some part of you where energy wanted to come through. Like I'm getting that one of the chakras, there was like some sort of blockage, but it was something psychological that was going on. But it could have even affected like a lower chakra. It feels like this is what's being uncovered and discovered, and I'm getting that there's going to be an unblocking that's happening, because it feels like there's a buildup of energy that's happening and it's going to be released. But also make sure to do it in the right way. Like this seems like something you'd want to be mindful of, regarding the way that you are channeling your energy, like what you're channeling it into specifically. Especially too, like sometimes we have impulses as well, and like if we're mindful enough, we can sublimate to something that may be more like acceptable for our lifestyle. So yeah, I'm getting for some reason there's like something that you want to be careful, like not to jump too quickly on, but it feels almost like the floodgates open and you want to be mindful of where you're directing the water, if you know what I mean, but like energetically speaking. This is what I'm seeing here. So you can use it effectively, because it feels almost like a surplus of energy or power that you're getting, and you can like make something really fantastic from this if you channel it effectively. Because I don't want to keep saying the word properly, because there's no like right or wrong with how you're going to do it, but there's like a more effective and more beneficial, and like less effective and less beneficial for your personal goals. So that's where we're heading with that. So very interesting. A lot of different topics. It feels within like a short, I'm hearing period of time. This has all just been one spread that we've been doing. So Yeah, keep in mind, like, as you're working on things for yourself, like, especially like psychologically, I'm also hearing socially for some, make sure that you're keeping in mind, like, what your goals are. There's, like, more to that, but I don't want to get too far into it for right now. It basically feels like, make sure that you're checking in with yourself and knowing where you're trying to go so you don't get lost. That may feel a little bit elusive for now, but it's going to make sense, is what I'm getting. All right, my friends, we are going to leave it here. I'm going to run over the zodiacs quickly and then we'll finish up. I'm looking at Mercury, I'm looking at Pisces, Saturn, and Gemini. Okay, friends, we're going to leave it here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everyone love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.